All right. Okay. You have it, Basi L'Gani Kalo. So it's known the mime of the one whose yard site we are marking. Hilul is a lashon in the Zayah to describe the passing of a tzaddik. It's used also usually, to describe a wedding, but that's how it's described. That's how it's referred to. Sheitzila, that he instructed to be published. Likras HaSiri Kodesh. I was quoting here the pasuk here about the tent behemoth that's Kodesh. Yud Shvat. Yom Eistalker Shaloi in the brackets he adds Shechayz. This is also interesting word. I haven't seen this before. About the Istalkos, Shechayz v'neir, that it happens again as reawakened. That's a lashon. Beifan din iskar v'nasim. This is from the Arizal ben Negei Purim. The pasuk says, "Vayom el iskar v'nasim." These days will be remembered and observed. Says the Arizal that through niskarim, through remembering it properly, nasim, it happens again in the present tense. So the Rebbe is saying, Chayz v'neir. Chayz v'neir is a lashon in kashrus when something reawakens, the taste was released or whatever. So so every year it happens again. I mean, who would think to use such a lashon in the Gedi Stalkas, but obviously in the virtuous sense of the new Hamshach. Shemevis Maimer Asher Hashir, he brings the statement in Shir Hashirim Rabbah Medrash Shakadosh Baruch Hu Omer. The Eibishter says, Basi L'Gani in the Medrash says, to the place where it's primarily manifested initially, the outset of creation. And after, and the Maisa built it through unsavory actions, nice siluk ashchinim lamata. The Shechina departed from below to above. Such that through 7 sinful generations, the Shechina then departed and ended, as it were, in the 7th heaven. And then they wrote tzaddikim veridas. They drew down and drew down, brought down and drew down the Shechina from above to below. You mute yourselves, guys. Yeah. Starting from the 7th heaven, the highest, till this world. Mishakasa, the pasuk says. Until it says, Tzadikim Yerusha Aretz, that Tzadikim will inherit the land. That explains it refers to Lasid Love, when here, this world. The Yishkin Ola'ad Oleh, and they'll dwell forever upon it. So that the Piyutim explains that the second half of the pasuk is explaining why, how we bring about Yerusha Aretz, Mashiach's coming. Because what's the avodah of the Tzadik? Yishkin, they cause to dwell the level of La'ad. Hashem who dwells eternally, exalted and holy, they cause to dwell la'ad, the level of ad aleha here on this world. That's the avodah that they do, and therefore the first part of the pasuk, tzadikim Yerusha Aretz. The Rebbe doesn't bring the first part of the pasuk; he just brings the part that addresses the avodah. The avodah of every year, this yishkenu la'ad, to cause the level of ad to dwell here in this world. So the tzaddikim did that. Adam Moshe Rabbi Shvi, culminating in Moshe the 7 Chol Hashvi Chaviv and all 7 the beloved. Shayodi Nasa bePeil in Vayirad Avay Har Sinai. Through him, Hashem actually descended on Har Sinai. Torah was given. Period. That was temporary, but in Torah it was only for a moment. But in order that the Shechina be drawn down permanently, Hashem then commanded, "Make me a mikdash, I'll dwell amongst you." This is the Mishkan, Mishkan. In brackets, square brackets, we're going to find. Say where it is. It's the third line, the fourth line. Well, 2 lines in the bottom of the paragraph. What? The square brackets. The pasuk is, "I'll dwell amongst you." Each and every year. It happened through the fact that there was an actual Mishkan, the Ikri Mikdash, which by extension is also the base of Mikdash. Shabayin it, the divine presence dwells. They draw down the divine presence forever upon the world, where it's in the Beis HaMikdash. And through that, in every Yid, through our Avodah. When he continues in the Mayim Bashik Inyan, Ikri B'Mishkan Hu, what's one of the primary components? Not one. Inyan Ikri is Mashakosov. It's the whole building proper. Is Vasiyas Sakrosh and Mishkan Asay Ati Shitim Oidim. You should make boards standing cedar wood. Sheteichen Asiyas Sakrosh Atzei Shitim Hu. What's the meaning of making the boards from Atzei Shitim? Shebahapchim is Ashtus. Because the whole Aveda making a Mishkan is to transform the folly. Shittim, Eloshin Shtus, Shittim from the root letters Shtus, Vasheker. Likewise, the big lie of the world. Keresh, Oishis, Sheker. Keresh, board is the same letters as the word Sheker, falsehood. So to take the folly and the falsehood, and to make this planks, boards of the Mishkan, away from the Emdim standing upright, which implies Takev means intensity and unchanging. This in general embraces what this means. The idea of taking that's a shittim and making a mishkan out of it. That's the whole avodah of our work, our actions and our avodah, all she'osim, which we do to make Hashem's home in this world. This completes the divine will, which is Hashem designed to have a dwelling place here in this world. Okay, that was just. Not just, but it's an overview of the Maimer till Yud and Yud Aleph, which comes now. In order to do this whole avodah of transforming the shtus and the lie, and to make this world a dwelling place for Hashem, we've got to be in Tzivus Hashem, in the Eibishter's army. Tzivus Havaya, who are they? Shem B'nei. So this is the Yidden, which are referred to as such by Tzias Mitzrayim, this week's Parsha. They are first called Tzivus Hashem, today's Parsha, and when they left Mitzrayim. This exodus includes all exoduses, all redemptions from all limitations of this world. Integral to it is Tzivus Hashem. The matter is as follows. Tzov has three meanings. Aleph, one, Lashon soldier. What does it mean to be a soldier? That the avodah is soldiers in the army. The soldier's inyan is that he devotes his life to the king, the head of the army, and the chief officer, the commander-in-chief. That's the first inyan. Soldier. The second meaning of the word tzava is lashon's man mugbul, a set time, as he brings in the previous hamorim, ali tzva le'enish ali oretz. There is set time for man upon the face of the earth. Meaning shezazman hamugbul avidis kolacham Yisrael. Each person is given an allotted time for his avodah, and you've got to do it, obviously in the time given to you, but also means to utilize every moment. That's the second pirush. Gimel lashon tzivian, and here taishes tzivian, as in. It seems again, beauty. Hashem created all of creation according to their beauty. That's one taich. One taich is their will. I need to look at it again. And anyway, this refers to beauty and harmony. Yoifi, beauty. Beauty is in the harmony of different colors. So what does it mean? Baruchni is. In order to be in the Eibishter's army, there has to be this iskalos, this unity. There has been a Yellow B'nai Yisrael. On the one hand, with respect to Yidden, on the one hand, Shein the same Shavos, no two opinions are alike, says the Gemara, which is why you have to make a special bracha when you see 600,000 Yidden. And then there are levels of ranks, from the heads to the water carriers. The Alpha began nonetheless, they all must be connected, joined. Shenitzavim is invoking the pasuk Atem Mitzavayim Kulchem, which talks about the 10 levels, standing firm. Amida b'tekev shatzava, standing firm like a soldier, like an army, unflinching before Vayalekechem. It's through all of these components that the shlichus is fulfilled And such that we go out with an outstretched hand. So 3 components is soldier, total Mesiras Nefesh. 2, time, the preciousness of time, and in engaging the world with its limitations of time, and 3, connected to all other Yidden. Now we're up to Yud. Now he's brought us to Yud Aleph. Mamsheh B'Mayim, and he continues in the Maimer in the 11th chapter, which is this year's, and he says, quote, to explain deep why Yidden are called Tzivos Havaya, the Shem Tzvakas, he says Shem Tzvakas or Shem Kodesh. Tzvakas is one of the Shem's holy names. It's one of the 7 names that cannot be erased. End quote. You have to understand this. Because the basic question simply is, Yidden are called the Tzivos Hashem. We're not talking about the Eibush, they're about Yidden. So why is he associating that we're called Tzivos Hashem, which simply means God's hosts, God's army, God's legions, the association with Shem Tzvakas, which is the holy name of God? What's the connection? The answer, since we are created in Hashem's image, the word Adam means similar, Adam, to the one above, since Hashem Tzvakas, since we are called Yidden Dani Adam Atachten, we are called Tzivos Hashem. That means Yeshna Gam Adam Elyon is that same inyan also within Hashem, the inyan of Tzvakas. And this tells the Rebbe is saying, indeed, Tzivos Hashem is connected to Hashem as is referred to as the Lord of hosts, Hashem. Hashem Kodesh, which is a holy name. Mamshech, and then Rebbe continues in chapter 11, quote, says in Medrash, the Eibush says to Moshe Rabbeinu, when Moshe told Eibush, they're going to ask me your name, and Hashem sent Moshe to the Yidden when he was in Midian. So they're going to ask what your name is. What do I tell them? And Hashem says, Shmi Atem Mevakish, you want to know my name? Atem Mevakish, you want to know my name? If you might say I'm called according to my actions. When I wage war against the wicked, I'm called Tzvakas. End quote. It matters as follows. What's the Resha? Wickedness is the opposite of righteousness. It's not the straight path, as the Pasuk says about Avram. Derech Havaya Las, Hashem says, I see that he goes in the way of Hashem. Las is Dakon Mishpat. The Derech HaYosher, what's the straight path? What should be, the world should be a place of delight. Basi L'Gani, I'm coming to my garden, L'Gnuni, to my bridal chamber. As God desires, this will be a home for him. That's the straight path. That's the proper path. A godly world. Those that make that corrupt the way, make it crooked. And that's what the rishus is. Rishus, wickedness is corrupting the path of the world being Hashem's home. So we got to fight this. This is Hashem Tzvakas, and says, quote, as the Medrash said, when I fight the wicked, I'm called Tzvakas. That's what it is. It's to fight this opposition to the world being God's home. And therefore he concludes, so when do we call Hashem Tzvakas? And then it's going to apply back to the Jew. When Hashem is engaged in a war. And so it says in the early Kabbalah work, who identifies all 7 names with which Midas, there he says, the Shem Tzvakas b'netzach v'hoid. When we call Hashem Tzvakas, we're referring to Hashem as he manifests the attributes of netzach, victory, and hoid, which is all about victory over an enemy. And he can the end of quote from the Yitzchak, I think it is, Yosef, I think it's Yitzchak. Gilanti mishom nimshachas kol mchamesh ben. All wars of the world, end of quote, all come from Shem Tzvakas. Mamshel lebayra shaychas in al mechamel netzach. We'll do Tois Gimel. Yeah. We should go to Tois Gimel. Yeah. Mamshech Levai Hashayach Lini Melchama Netzach, and the fifth doesn't explain the connection between Melchama and Netzach as follows. Shesibus HaMelchama B'Shvil Nitzachim Menaged. Why is the Melchama to be victorious over the opposition? Or maybe Dugmal Zeh Moifan HaNagas HaMelechim Tzovo. He brings in the illustration from the way the king behaves himself with the army. But Yesem Melchama during a time of war. And this implies it to Hashem, who's the Melech Elyon, the supernal king. When he wages war against the wicked, it's similar to the way a king will wage war. And the Rebbe goes directly here to the ultimate kind of war, not in order to gain resources, but when the whole state is threatened, for the whole existence of the state. In such a war, should be calls Gulis Oitzeres, the Hein Yoker. So that what happens is the king then squanders all of the treasures, the precious treasures of the Hein Yoker, of the great Hein. Hein means possession. Hanesav, which is being collected and nikpats and gathered by Meshach Kamashonim throughout, and he used Miderach generation after generation. Hashem Eilam, Leishtamish Mizelu Shum Dava, no one ever used it. Komus, and it's hidden v'chosim and sealed main kol roya from the eye of any viewer. But when it comes to the war, when the very raison d'etre, the whole survival of the state of the king is at stake, then everything is given. Somebody asked me this morning, why is it called bizbus? Bizbus means to squander and waste, not wasted. You're giving it to the soldier on the front. As we all know, the bizbus oitris is Chassidus and the Rebbe himself, the Melech. So once, I think the Rebbe addressed this in actually the first year before, even Yud Shvat, he spoke about the Maimer, and he said, why is it wasted? And the answer, you know what he answered? Because we don't appreciate it. It's wasted on us in that sense, lost on us, the preciousness of what we are given. And his point is, they're not waiting until we appreciate it. Here it is. So he continues, the Fidig Rebbe, this interesting thing, which is not explained in the previous Maimorim. Quoting from the Fidig Rebbe, how does it work? The king opens up these treasures, he gives it over to the officers, they appointed the officers over the soldiers, Bishvil, etc. Bishvil, in order, who actually gets it to Anshe Achal, the soldier in the front. So the Rebbe translates it here. No, elsewhere. Who the Pkidei Achoyel? This is ultimately, it's the Rebbe. The Abish is the king, and the Rebbe is the head of the army, and he gives it to him, but it's all for the soldier. Other times he said other pirushim, but here in square brackets, likewise, Hashem Zami Kol Echad Achas Yisrael. Bottom line, the Abisha opens and gives them his treasures in order to bring victory in the war. Kadesh Kol Echad Yilochem Medidik. They was quoting here Loshen that the Rambam says about Mashiach. That's what he's paraphrasing here. That each one of them should wage Yilchem Melchemes Havayvin Atzeach, fight God's wars and God's won't be victorious. It's a Loshen of the when again Mashiach, and that's the point. If it's spark of Mashiach in us, A and B, whole objective is Mashiach. Last of these, but they're trying to make this world a home for God. Question. And you move in. It's not understood. Syntax is an incredible treasure. It was never used before. I feel a prut, not even the smallest coin was taken. Vad, even shall bizbuz is surely not in squandering. And it's sealed. It's hidden and sealed from any viewer. What's the reason? Why do you have to? The army fights. Why do you have to throw out the treasures? The figure that explains that's because if when it comes to this kind of victory, it's rooted in the essence of the soul of Mali, deep in all of the other manifested faculties of intellect and emotion. Victory summons forth and is rooted in the essence. And therefore, that level, there's no cheshbonis. The quote, it's higher than the energy and life force that is manifested consciously. Netzach, Midas HaNitzachem, is rooted in the Etzem, and that's hide in Cheshbon. He starts to explain. And therefore, according to Rebbe, according to Yud Aleph, notwithstanding the great pleasure and delight that the king has pleasure knowing, and he sees it, his treasures that he's amassed. He never squanders or uses them. He just delights in them. So this whole delight, it's absolutely nothing when it comes to the ultimate victory. In order to achieve the victory, the king squanders his treasures. We say to him as more than that. Quote, the king literally throws his life before him, puts his life in mortal danger. Calls him it's admailis and netzach, but that's because when netzach is, it's everything. And it's very social. Again, Megia, it's al melech ba'imik of a toikev yosef. Nitzachen stirs the king. The need for victory when it's this ultimate goal in such depth and intensity, more mikol sharon yonam alucham than more than anything else with respect to the state. No other issue with respect to the state touches him deeply as the need for victory. In the Muhammad that he's going to explain that it's the very survival and the very raison d'etre of the whole state. And even the king's life, he is ready to give up and does. In the first Maimer that ends the Maimer, the Siluch and Shel Tzadikim, this is not just ready to give up his life, but actually does in order to achieve the victory. So Be'ez Hashem will continue on Monday. All Gesundheit. But Yom Tov, may we utilize the koiches given to us in the fullest measure. A gute Woche, Yom Tov.
Yom Tov.
Gratifying to see such a nice turnout.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Elza, tomorrow morning, 8:30. Beautiful thing we're learning. And then there's Michael's shir at 10:15.
8:30. It's possible. I have to get Yitzi to shul and mikvah by 8:15. So yeah, good, very good possibility. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. Good night.
Right. Good night. Bye.